When was the first time you made money on social media? Was it the live streaming?
Yeah, I was live streaming.
On Musical.ly.
Yeah, on Musical.ly, went live. Like these like emojis to me were just like popping up on the screen. I was like, what are these? And like people were like, oh, they're gifts. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I didn't think like money was being sent. I was like, oh, dope. And then the live stream ended. I didn't go live for a while. Actually like kind of stopped posting, was just like affected my high school life a lot. Like, and I had started high school kind of when I started social media, or I started social media just before starting high school. So, like going to social media or going to high school, being the only kid that does social media in your own town, it wasn't like very popular musically. It's not like I was doing like cool videos, So that was tough. And I was just like, all right, maybe I just want like a regular high school. Like I'm going to stop doing this. And
did you get shit for it?
Yeah. Definitely. Really? And like, fair enough. I probably would have shown the kid that was doing it too if I wasn't doing it. Like, and so I ended up going back and looking at my account, thinking like maybe I could like sell my account, make like $1,000 or something, right? Like maybe I could do that. And I like log into my account. I end up going live one more time just for jokes. And someone was like, did you know that gift I sent you way back when was money? And I was like, what? And I like ended my live and I go to think and I had like $100 sitting in my wallet on Musical.ly live. And I was like, who's the breadwinner now, mom and dad? Who's the breadwinner now? So
$100 to a 14-year-old kid or whoever is insane. Right?
I am rich, dude. So I was like, selling this. This is a gold mine. Like, so I started going live and I started posting again and it's like the rest is history essentially.
And then did you finish high school?
No,
You didn't.
I went into online school for my senior year. And very quickly into my senior year, like I knew I was moving to LA that year, and that's why I went into online school. We were starting Sway.
Yeah.
It was all in that time. So I went into online, moved out to the Sway House. You knew what the Sway House was like. You think I was doing online school while I was in the Sway House?
Yeah, because you were only...
I was 17 when we started
17 when you started the Sway House?
There was no way in that environment I was logging into school at 7 in the morning and like, let me get my classes done. I just didn't finish.
What did you think when someone called you and they were like, we're going to make a thing called the Sway House. It's not a boy band, but it's like a boy band, but it's you guys are content creators.
Yeah, I mean, no one really called me because like we were the ones that came up with the idea.
Oh, you came up with the idea?
Yeah, it was like me and like Bryce and all of them were all living in the house together at Bryce's old house in, I think it was like Glendale or something like that. I had finished tour. Although like Anthony, Jaden, Griffin, all of those guys were on the tour. They just finished with me and like some of them went home. Some of us stayed in LA for a little bit to like just hang out. And I knew Bryce not very well. DM'd him. I was like, yo, dude, I need to order some weed. I know no one in LA. Can I like order it to your house and come pick it up? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, sick. So DM'd him, said that, went to his house. I was like, I have a couple of homies with me. They cool to pull up. He was like, yeah, come through. So he went over, started like just like hanging out, talking, making videos. He was kind of like, I think a little bit, we were younger than him by a couple years. We were like the new kids on the block in a way.
Yeah.
He had like been big on Musical.ly, but like Musical.ly had kind of went away. He was like doing a little bit of YouTube stuff. So I think he was like sussing us out a little bit and was like, all right, we're going to throw a party here tonight. You guys want to party? And he was like trying to see if we could hang, like all this stuff, right? And then we like all got pretty close over the span of like a week and just started like, we were like staying at Bryce's and like living there. We were all making videos together every single day. We were like getting Bryce to make a new TikTok account. That's the account he uses today. We were like, make a new account. Like it'll help. Like just like restart. We'll like all make videos together. And we were kind of just all like, why aren't we doing this full time? Like let's just like live together. Like some of the boys in LA were looking for a new place. We were like, fuck that. Let's just all move in together.
Yeah.
And go start this with the Talent X management company that was going on at the same time that we were like founding and everything. So that was kind of the story of Sway.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you helped Bryce.
Well, I think we all helped each other.
Yeah, y'all.
I think that there was like an importance of all of us like kind of coming together. Like me and Anthony and Jaden and Griffin had all just come off the tour. All like we're like pretty like trending at the moment on social media, but we didn't know LA for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't know like the people out here. So like we were able to come out, we were able to meet Bryce. Bryce was kind of able to introduce us to a lot of like just like the LA lifestyle and like the nightlife and stuff, which there is importance to that, like, and just like getting to know people and getting to know like
Did you have
kind
a
of
fake
the click
ID?
and whatnot. No, I never really had a fake. I had Bryce's old ID for a while that I would use.
Did it work?
Yeah, yeah. But a lot of the time people would be like, dude, I know who you are. And I'd be like, yeah, it's no. And they would be like, yeah.
That's really funny.
Like, you have the podcast with Dave, I watch it. And I'm like, oh.
And then what would happen?
And then they'd be like, are you going to be cool in there if I let you in tonight? And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, okay. And then like, that's usually what would happen.
And then Dave hits you up and you start BFFs, or you hit Dave up?
He tweeted about me from drama. He was like, why are these wiggle dickers on my
What were,
page?
what were you saying about Dave Portnoy?
It wasn't even about Dave. We were just trending from the diss track me and Bryce made. I think
Oh, right.
it was. Yeah.
All
I
right.
think that's what the drama was. And then me and Dave started talking about it on Instagram Live. We kind of got together after that, just saying like we should do some more stuff. Like this worked really well. We had a lot of people watching the live. It was like 80,000 concurrents or something like that. And it was like an Instagram Live of just us guesting out of the blue. Like, so did well. We were like, all right, let's like turn this into a show where like we talk about the drama every week and I can like fill you in and you can give your opinion. Like I think people would really like that. So that's really how it like came to be. But
Damn. And are you doing stuff with Barstool now too?
yeah, like besides the podcast, as of like right now, we don't have anything else like slated.
Mm-hmm.
But we've definitely like talked with Barstool just about, different opportunities or how like even like BFFs can become like a bigger thing, bringing that on the road, or like right now we're working on hiring like someone that's like solely for BFFs at Barstool. Like that would be their job, just because like it's getting to a point where we kind of need that. Like we're having a guy that's handling all of Dave's stuff and then BFFs and then another show. Like BFFs has gotten big enough in its own right where it like kind of needs someone that's just like day to day on BFFs. But yeah.
Damn. That's pretty, it's like a pairing that you would never, ever, 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 ever think.
Yeah.
But like hats off to you to be able to recognize like, that it would work.
I think when you're able to make people say, what the fuck, that works often. Like when it's one of those combos that people don't expect, they're intrigued by it like quite a bit. Like, and that's what the general population's like reaction was when they saw me and Dave get teamed up together. They were like, what the fuck? Why is this 18-year-old teaming up with this 43-year-old or whatever he was at the time to do this podcast? Like,
Yeah, right after.
they're not even in the same demo lane at all. This doesn't make any sense. Like Dave's fans were shitting on me at the start. Like my fans were shitting on Dave. And then you watch and there's this like every week we'd post a podcast and there'd be a couple people on Dave's side that'd be like, all right, this Josh guy seems pretty chill. Actually, he seems like a normal dude. Like I could like drink a beer with him. And then like some of the people on my side were like, oh, Dave's actually hilarious. Oh my God, he's a Swiftie. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like people started kind of coming to the middle where like everyone realized like, yeah, this is a great pairing.
Right after you guys started, someone pitched me to do a podcast with Bryce.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I would have done it, but I had views with David, but I would have totally done a podcast with him.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would have talked about.